Obviously, Motorola's made a lot of phones over the last decade, but the last time one really caught my eye was the Droid Turbo. So imagine my surprise when I saw the one-pager for the Razr 2025 and Razr Ultra 2025 and thought, dang, those look really interesting. Both of them are foldable flip phones, but come with dramatically different specs and prices, meaning Motorola is targeting a wide range of customers with these two models. Why don't we start with the flagship Ultra and see what they've managed to pack in here. Ooh, that is kinda gorgeous, isn't it? Wow, very subtle crease. You can definitely see it, huh? But the display's not on, so I don't really count that. Ooh, we should have a look at the accessories. Wow, plum squat all. It really is a 2025 edition phone. A USB-C to C cable, 3-footer by the look of things, USB 2 by the look of things, and a SIM removal tool. See, this wouldn't bother me so much if it wasn't for the fact that to achieve Motorola's advertised 68-watt charging, you need both their proprietary power brick and their proprietary cable. We capped out at 50 watts, regardless of which high-power charger we were using. That's not to say that it's a slow charging phone. It's decent, and you can see exactly how decent it is on this nifty little in-progress graph from the lab. We're still working on the exact way to present this. We'll have an accompanying blog article that you guys can check out in the video description. But in summary, it's fine. It's just not what it says on the tin unless I buy additional accessories. All right, let's have a look at this thing. So we've got our lock button on the right, volume rocker, as well as, oh good, an AI button. When will they learn? Remember Samsung and the Bixby button? Remember how much people loved that? Motorola, you should emulate that. In all seriousness, some of its AI features do sound kind of useful. Being able to speak more naturally to Google Gemini, obviously a plus, and being able to recall things that you've blathered at your phone through the AI button earlier, I guess that's kind of cool. It's just that you should really be giving me the option to rebind it, and apparently you can't. Noise canceling mics on the top, USB-C in the bottom speaker, and SIM tray. I love this. Is this real wood? It's real wood. Wow, that's super cool. I guess it shouldn't surprise me that much. One of the things that really stood out to me about the Droid Turbo back in the day was the ballistic nylon backing. I don't know what ballistic nylon means, but it sure felt cool. In the meantime, let's have a look at what separates the Ultra from the not quite as Ultra. The Ultra gets a 4-inch Gorilla Glass ceramic display, while the regular one gets just 3.6 inches. And for the main display, we go from 7 inches to a nice 6.9 inches, and also at a lower resolution, although both of them have pretty darn high pixel density to the point where I really don't think that you're going to notice it. Oh, wow, is that every inner screen ever hard to clean? Look at this. Can you see that? Yeah. It's still grubtastic, even though I just tried to wipe it. Okay, first thing we're gonna need to do is turn down the brightness because both of these are flipping bright displays. Get it? Ooh, wow, that feels really good. Is it the same fold mechanism in both? Oh, that's nice. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, Motorola rates the exterior display on the non-Ultra for 1,700 nits and the interior one for 3,000 nits, making for a great HDR viewing experience. And the Ultra, they rate even higher. We weren't able to validate their claims on the Ultra. In fact, we weren't able to even get close. But it is at least brighter than the non-Ultra, so I guess that's something. Motorola's gonna get back to us on this, and we'll pin a comment down below if they have anything to add for how they managed to claim 4,500 nits peak brightness on the internal display. Whoa! Okay, normally I don't do the software stuff till a little bit later, but I'm so happy right now. Thank you. Not everyone has to copy Apple. I don't want to target a specific corner of my stupid display to bring down my quick settings. I like you. I don't like you that Motorola only promises 3 years of software updates for these. That is a no. All right, let's watch some HDR. You see that? It goes bright for like a split second as I'm rotating it. See that? And then it like goes dim. And again, obviously better on the non-ultra. I'd be floored if Motorola doesn't solve this. Like, this is the more capable display, which we have validated, even if we didn't manage to hit their numbers. So I'm not gonna hold it against it too much, but hey, this is the situation right now as of us recording this video. Ooh, do more on the external display. Yes, let's do more on the external display. But first we gotta do more to tell you about our sponsor, Secretlab. Secretlab's Titan Evo is a staple in the LMG offices, and while they look pretty cool, they've also got a ton of carefully thought out features that focus on both comfort and ergonomics, like 4-way adjustable armrests and lumbar support that make them versatile to accommodate multiple body types, and a magnetic memory foam pillow and sculpted pebble seat base to keep your head and tush nicely tucked in. You can even refresh the look and feel of the chair with unique skins and swappable armrest tops. Check them out today using our link or at lmg.gg/secretlabsc. The cameras are just like right in the middle of your screen there. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. If only anyone could have foreseen the problem with having holes in your display. I can't click the learn more. There's a learn more in there. There's a not now. Oh, I can click the not now. Okay, cool. I can look at my photos. Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? Okay, maybe it'd be more useful for messaging. Start a chat. Hey, look at that. Well, it's smart enough to put the keyboard not somewhere that there's a camera in the middle of it, so that's something. Full screen editor. Exit full screen. Oh, oh, okay. That's cool, that's useful. Makes it a little bit easier to input text without, you know, having the whole interma face taken up out. Really, we have Tim Apple contact in our labs benchmark account. Oh, you can allow apps to continue on the outside display. So I'm gonna start watching a YouTube video, like say Hawaii. Boom. Nice. Oh, well, okay, I have to continue playing it, but still, nice. Then I can put it in like tent mode, okay? Boom. Watch YouTube in the bath. Ooh, sleep display. Ooh, always on display. Likey. Let's see what it looks like once it chills out a little bit. I'm gonna put that, oh, nice! I love to have clocks around me. I don't know what it is. It's not like I'm ever on time for anything because of them. I like knowing how late I am. I was gonna see if Motorola lets me change where my back button is. Boom. See, it's that easy, Google and Sony. That's how you do it. Thank you. Now I can reach the back button more easily. The question is, how quickly will I be able to go back? These two devices use markedly different processors at their cores, which leads to markedly different prices. In the Ultra, you've got the latest 3nm chipset from Qualcomm, the Snapdragon 8 Elite. It's not quite as performant as the overclocked variant for Galaxy that Qualcomm is shipping to Samsung, but it's within striking distance, about 10% off. Meanwhile, over here, we've got a MediaTek chipset that is what? Anywhere from like 1/3 to 1/5 of the performance? Although we discovered there's a bit more to that story than you might think. The Geekbench numbers might look extremely tilted in favor of the Ultra, but when running games, okay, the numbers are tilted pretty heavily toward the Ultra. That is until both phones reach the point of equilibrium where they are limited by their cooling rather than by the performance of the processor inside them. Once that happens, they're actually not that far off. So, Last couple speeds and feeds things, the non-Ultra has 8 gigs of RAM, the Ultra has double that. The non-Ultra gets up to 120 Hertz on the internal display, while the Ultra hits 165 in supported applications, and they both have Wi-Fi 6E, unfortunately, instead of Wi-Fi 7, which I would expect on a flagship chipset, even if I wouldn't expect it on a more, okay, I don't wanna say budget because this is still a $700 phone, but a more attainable $700 device. Ooh, let's play with the cameras. They both come with this gimmicky camcorder mode, so why don't we try that out first? Tap the touchpad to start and stop recording. Oh, the hinge doesn't really like, so you can see it doesn't really like stay. Well, it stays-ish. It's hard to show this to you guys because it's like a touchpad for a second. See, tap the touchpad to start and stop recording. But if I go too far, oh, but there's a regular button that is It's totally necessary that we have the touchpad, because if we just had that touch button, then that wouldn't. Oh, swipe in any direction to zoom in and out. As someone who actually used a camcorder back in the day, this is really not that much like using a camcorder. I mean, it's like it in the sense that I'm recording a video. What is this fist? What was that fist? Did it stop? It stopped recording. Why did it stop recording? Because of the fist. To their credit, they designed it with no buttons here or here, so there's nothing to accidentally mash while you're holding it like that. I am just not convinced that that is more ergonomic than just doing this and then just also having a bigger screen for your viewfinder. Actually, pretty smooth video capture on this. And apparently in camcorder mode, oh, look at that. You can like selfie it. Okay, that's pretty cool. So it shows on both screens. I could see that. I could see this being kind of useful. But then, okay, yeah. This is totally just still showing me what I'm recording, so. Oh, we haven't even talked about the cameras. 50 megapixel wide and 12.6. Wow, you're really reaching when you have to include that 0.6. Okay, so 12.6 ultra wide on the ultra, and then on the regular, we're 32 megapixels and 8 megapixels. All right, let's take my shots. Okay, the camera on the ultra is better. Not by much. The processing is just a little more natural. Like, this blanket is not yellow. I promise you that it is this color, not this color. Also, like, oh my God, look at that over sharpening. This one's honestly a little soft though too. Both record slow-mo up to 240 frames per second, but you're gonna need the Ultra if you wanna record 8K at 30 FPS. I wouldn't bother personally, but it can do 4K 60 instead of 4K 30. And then the last big difference between the two is battery life. We weren't expecting this part. It's a 4,700 milliamp hour battery versus a 4,500 milliamp hour battery, and this is a lesser, not as performant chipset. So you would think, the non-Ultra is gonna have a big advantage here. But what we found is that whether it's down to the 3nm manufacturing process or just better power saving modes, the Ultra dramatically outperformed the non-Ultra in our battery longevity test. So make of that what you will. That just leaves checking out the speakers. While I'm loading this up, by the way, guys, we captured a CT scan of the hinge on this phone, and it is super cool. We're gonna have that linked down below on Lumafield's website, so you can really see how they made this just outstanding feeling, like car door feel hinge of a hinge. Freaking love that. Oh yeah, and I guess we never talked about how like difficult to make out, look at that, the creases, unless you catch the light, which guys, this is a studio environment. I'm literally pointing it at my studio lights to catch it. It's really not that noticeable. Amplified earpiece speaker on the Ultra. And on the non-Ultra, love to see that. Ooh, rookie mistake. The speaker's here. If you're right-handed and you hold your phone like this. Whoopsie doodles. Yeah, prefer the speaker here. I guess you could just hold it this way, but then your pinky is gonna mash the volume button and the lock button potentially. Significant distortion at the very loudest levels, but honestly, up until then, okay clarity, and it gets really loud for such a slim phone, right? Like remember, as a foldable, they have to make the two halves like pretty freaking slim to make this usable at all. Actually pretty impressed with the Ultra. Oh, look at that. They got the speaker in the right spot on the non-Ultra. Again, not bad, especially when you consider the form factor. Subscribe to ShortCircuit.